Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another great day in the hobby. I am Jason with DCI. I am here with big, sexy Bradley Crenshaw. We are on episode number 17 of the DCI podcast.
Here we go.
Month number 5. We are 4 complete months behind us. Episode 17.
Dude, that is awesome. But hey, before we get started, I got something I need to address.
Perfect.
Okay. So, we've talked about this in podcast shows before, where the hobby is so troll. They troll for just negativity, right? Everywhere we go, people are just looking for things to blast people about. That's all they do. And so I've even read, there was a post that was posted, I think, by Card Porn or somebody, where they were blasting BGS for some errors they made. There's been all the time blast about PSA and BGS and some of the big grading companies. They're human, right?
100%.
They're human. They're going to make mistakes. Grading is all about the opinion of the grader grading the card, wouldn't you say?
100%.
I mean, you look at thousands of cards a week, right?
Yes, absolutely. That is what grading is.
So, as I mentioned before, the people who are out there, why don't you focus more on the support of the people who are trying to make the hobby better, rather than find ways to make the hobby negative? Because what you do is the people who are involved or getting new into the hobby, they don't want to see negativity. I don't want to come into this. I don't want to open up Facebook or Instagram or whatever and just have everything to be a negative drama. That's one reason a lot of people get off of Facebook is because of the 100%. Drama.
Yeah.
This hobby is supposed to be fun. And what we try to do here at DCI is we try to add value back to that hobby by providing a service of an RCR like we've done before at the shows. And so my main reason for this is because earlier today, an individual that I'm not going to mention a name because I have a little bit more character about me than that, decided to make a post on a sheet of notebook paper, okay, claiming that DCI doesn't know what they're doing. Anybody who follows us on social media can see all of the good that we've put back, whether that's on our RCRs, cards that we reviewed a 9, come back 10s, cards that we review a 10, coming back 10s. We've got so much of that data. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's
tons
every day.
of it.
Yeah,
yes.
Every day.
So to take a sheet of notebook paper and write out what you don't like about DCI or what you claim DCI did. So I am not one to take my, business to social media. I don't do that. I'm not going to be the guy that goes on there and rants and raves. I'm not a keyboard cowboy. It ain't going to happen. If you have a problem with me, we can handle it like men. That's just the way that I handle business.
Absolutely.
And so to have somebody go out and put that out there, I'm not going to go and start my business. Like I said, I'm not going to go and start ranting and raving on Facebook and get in an argument, blah, blah, blah. But I did make a comment on the post. And the comment was very simple. It was to the point. It was basically thanking the individual for making the post because we all want to make sure we're improving here. We do everything we can
100%.
Every day to improve and get better here.
Yep. I think our biggest motto is leveling up every day. Every
day. We're constantly studying. We're constantly, working through cards and grading cards in the office. We've got test cards. We got a full array of things that we do. We've even talked about creating a university so we can teach people how to grade cards.
For free.
Absolutely. Because we preach transparency around here.
Yep.
So just real simple, I just basically explained to him, thank you for making that post. I really appreciate it. And I am more than happy to have that conversation with you if you want to come by and see me at Nationals. But thank you for that. But I would prefer you to provide me more proof than just a notebook paper. Well, the funny thing is that post he took down. And so then he posted it somewhere else. So I got that sent to me. So I made that post. Same post again. And it's just more along the lines of quit trying to destroy somebody's reputation in the hobby rather than why don't you try and build that person? Because let's all back up just a minute. He sold every one of the cards that he had graded by us to a person in Chicago. Every one of them.
Yep.
If he believed that DCI was so bad in their grading process, why would he, as an upstanding individual, right, sell off all that cards? Which, by the way, all of those cards had documentation now that he sold off, were graded, and all come back as we graded them, pretty much. I think there were maybe 2 out of 80 or something like that. They come back as just an authentic.
Well
grade.
Within the accuracy rate that we advertise.
100%. So it's just I want people to enjoy this hobby, and I want people to be able to find the value. Yes, we all know the ROI on different grading companies. We get all that. Totally get all that.
100%.
But the services that are provided with DCI, we want to make sure we're putting the value back in the hobby. And I believe 100%. We do that. I believe we have a lot of people who really enjoy our service, and we're constantly improving, like I said. I mean, I'll be completely honest with everybody. We've got BGS graders and personnel and PSA personnel messaging us wanting to come to work for us.
That's it.
I mean they're sending messages on Instagram. They're messaging us. They're wanting to move from those companies to DCI. Why? Because they know we're in the up and coming, and we are going to be one of those top grading companies.
And there's a reason for it. It's all of the transparency, the value that we provide to the hobby. And it's, consistently we've done it since inception of DCI. And like you said, we have so many people that I'm sure even on that same post on Facebook jumped to defend us.
Oh, yes.
And that's something that, for every one person who makes that post on Facebook, I know that we've got 100 to 200 that are going to jump on and go to our defense. And those are the people that we care about, right? Those are the people who have understood the value that DCI's put out there for the hobby, whether they charged us for, whether we charged them for it or they walked up to us at a show and asked us a question and we just answered it, things like that. We're constantly helping people out via text, email, things like that. It's more about, again, like you said, providing value to the hobby. And, something that I think we kind of get caught up in, whether it's negative, positive, like maybe big sales, right, is the kind of social media amplification of today's society, right? Everything is blown out of proportion, in news cycles, things like that by social media. The logo man, was going to go for $5 million, and we're going to see it all over social media for for weeks and weeks at a time. And then what happened? It didn't pan out. But I think the sensationalism of both the good and the bad on social media can really get to people. It's something that everybody deals with, and
there's so many people that like to sit in their basement and be keyboard cowboys. That's what I call them. They're keyboard cowboys.
And it's one of those things where I challenge y'all to be the person jumping to the new company's defense. Be the person standing up for somebody getting called out that you may know personally or not.
People complain about everything. I mean, you're complaining about PSA shutting down and their charges, if what they're wanting to charge people, yet you don't want to support a change.
Right.
It's just
everything's backwards.
It's terrible.
It is.
And that was just kind of my rant that I kind of wanted to start off with.
Yeah.
It was more, there's people out there. I mean, I'll give a prime example of one that was just a week or two ago. Go check out the Reverend Rips on Instagram.
100%.
He made a video where he had, 90 cards, 80, 90 cards, maybe 100, I don't know. But he took videos and pictures of those cards, sent them off for grading to one of the other grading companies to have them slab, because we don't do that yet.
Correct.
Yet.
Right.
It's coming. So he took our RCRs, and we hit on, I think, everything but just a couple. There was just a couple that was off. And matter of fact, we even had a couple that were higher graded. People make the comment to me all the time. Made the comment to me yesterday that a DCI 8 is a PSA 10. I mean,
well, certainly, I don't know about, most of the 8s, I'm not sure, but the 9s certainly come close. And
but I mean, it was more of a joke,
totally.
Because we do, is there going to be something that slips through the cracks? 100%.
Right.
It's the same way with PSA, BGS, CSG, SGC, all of them. We're all human.
Right.
We're going to make mistakes, guys. It's going to happen. We try to own up to those mistakes and make things right as we move forward, but it's going to happen. We're going to
continue to happen.
We're going to grade a card that's got a 9 that's probably got a little bit of corner issue on it, and you're going to be like, well, how'd they get a 9? Well, just wait. When our new slabs come out with our review, you'll know exactly why.
That's exactly
and
right.
So maybe it had a little white showing on the corner, but maybe that the centering surface and edges was absolutely beautiful, and so therefore it classified as a 9. There's all kinds of ways that, the subgrades, all that stuff, but we're providing the video reviews on our slabs, so I believe that's going to be a huge thing. Also, before I jump off subject, new labels.
Absolutely.
New labels are coming out in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. The new label means fully authenticated, means it's been measured for any type of trimming or alterations.
Absolutely.
And the card is graded either authentic. If it doesn't get a grade, we will also be tagging those as questionable authenticity or altered and so on. So
correct.
We are measuring every card, and that starts at Nationals.
Absolutely. Whether it was made today or if it was made 150 years ago, every single card that comes through DCI gets measured. It goes through, our graders have gone through extensive training. And so, that's something that to keep the accuracy rate that we advertise up as high as it is, that's something that we're always working on and continuing to get better at. Yep. I kind of touched on the social media aspect of like sensationalism, if you will. We've got a bunch of new products that have just hit the market. Prism basketball being another hot one. I know football.
Did you get some?
Man, I've jumped in a couple breaks. I did poorly. I got Pistons in one. I got a Cade autograph. I'm excited about that one. It was the only one I really did well in. But I will say that the cost of the box, and we touched on this in previous episodes, is just crazy. $1,800 a box. I think it's down now, but that's absurd. It's crazy.
It should come down. I mean, day one, the black finite K Cunningham was hit,
and then the
Jalen Green was just hit,
and another one. And I'm telling you, the two true black finites of the arguably the two top rookies in the class. Right?
Has a Scotty Barnes been hit yet?
Not that I've seen.
But it still shouldn't justify keeping the prices up.
Not at all.
Like that.
And I like the class. Listen, you won't find a bigger proponent of this class than myself. That being said, I will not buy Prism at its current price. I just won't. And it's just because looking back on, the history of Prism releases, where the class stands up, compared to past classes, and where I feel like the value is going to be in jumping in, pick your team breaks, or just buying singles.
Yeah.
And that's where the market is. But
that makes sense.
What I wanted to say was the black Cade Cunningham and the Jalen Green, those are going to be cards that we are going to see on social media, pumped, going to auction right before the National. It's going to be the whole social media sensationalism. What do you think those cards are worth? What is the black Cade Cunningham worth?
I mean, realistically, it is a super nice card. It is the chase card.
It is the chase card
of the number one player. But my feelings on, spending a ton of money on this FOMO stuff. Realistically, given the hobby and, the investment side of it.
Sure.
Being a new player like that, I would be conservatively saying that the card should be worth $25,000.
Right.
That's just what I would call it at. But it's going to go for probably 50, 60, 70 plus.
That's crazy, isn't it?
It's just the FOMO is all it is. And more power to you. If you believe in that person that much, go get it.
Go get
I'm not
100%.
I'm not telling
absolutely.
you. But realistically, in my book, for what a rookie has performed, what they've accomplished.
Yep.
There should be no reason that you pay those types of prices. Although I do understand that it's now considered investments and things along those lines, and people, look at it totally different, and that's fine. And yes, if Cade Cunningham comes along and crushes the NBA and he's the next LeBron James or whoever you want to call him in the NBA, then that card could, be worth, a couple of mil, down the road. But that's a big if.
Absolutely.
That's a huge if.
That's the gamble, right? Like, that's the gamble.
Yes. But if you got the money to do it,
go for it. Absolutely.
Do it. I have the money, but I ain't going to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's right. It's exactly right. I know that's the big basketball release. We've got National Treasures coming out as well with the 75th anniversary logo, man.
Now, those are sick.
Those are awesome.
That is a sick product. That is a product there that I would, just because of that 75th logo.
Dude, they're sweet.
I mean,
I like the look of them too. I like the design of the football National Treasures as well.
Yeah.
But I like National Treasures this year.
I like that 75th logo.
Man. That's going to be a big
awesome. Card. That may be a product that I may have to spend a little bit more on than I would anything else. But I mean, the Prism side of it, it's just I can't justify those.
We are almost.
Although, do you know that the Jalen Green 101 brought $150,000?
That is absurd. $150,000. So that's interesting because to compare him and Cade, Cade had the better rookie season. Jalen probably is the more potential, probably the higher ceiling, lower floor. That Cade Black is a big card.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
for the
congratulations.
hobby.
That's great. Absolutely.
The big sales in the hobby really drive the hobby. So
100%.
My opinion of whether or not I would pay that much for it has nothing to do with whether or not if somebody else should go buy it.
Totally. Or
it's
if they
just
will.
what I would prefer to buy. And those people that are spending that kind of money on a unproven rookie, whew, you got more balls than I got. That's all I'm gonna say because I ain't doing that.
Well, those are the two main basketball releases. Prism that just came out, NT coming up. As far as football goes, we are pretty much at the end of the football release calendar. Finally,
ain't Optic about to come out or something though?
That's right. We've got Select coming up, and then Chronicles football. Select, Optic, and then Chronicles football. I guess I'm going to play a little bit of a game here. What do you think a hobby box of each of those three products will cost? Select, Optic, and Chronicles. Kind of all over the board here.
That is all over the board.
One thing they are including again in Chronicles this year is that Prism Black set, which was, we saw for the first time in the Burrow Herbert class.
Chronicles is probably going to be somewhere, if I had to guess, $500 to $700 a box.
Mm-hmm.
I would guess Optic football to be probably somewhere around that $1,200 to $1,400 a box. And then you've got Select. It's probably going to be somewhere around that 12 to 14 range too.
Yep. I think that's exactly on pace with what it was last year for the better class. So it'll be interesting to see if.
So what changes next year for football? That's
what I'm really interested in. I think that's why people are buying so much of this year's product.
Yeah.
Especially the National Treasures flawless, sealed case type stuff, in preparation for the, barren quarterback market in the next draft class. So that's something that I've seen just as well.
So we're gonna have a bear market in football next year?
I don't think so.
Is it a bear market?
Yeah, barren.
No, I was just meaning a bear market. That's what I was calling it.
I hope not.
Is it going to be a bear market in football?
I hope not.
For that class?
I hope not. But probably.
Hey, drop us a comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Is it going to be a bear market in football? I'd really like to know what our viewers would think. That's
interesting. All right, bear bull market next year's football season. What's it going to be?
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, guys, a couple of things we've got going at DCI as well. You know what? One thing we need to do maybe, now that I think about it, that NBA National Treasures, maybe we'll get a case to break on our Whatnot channel. If you guys haven't tuned in yet.
We can do that.
We have got our Whatnot channel running every day in our office now, guys. We've got Jed, Yasmin, Grayson, myself, Carter, McLean. We've got everybody.
And I think I have everybody with a nickname now. We got Jazzy J.
That's right.
We got the only Jedi or something
The Last
like
Jedi.
The Last Jedi. That's what we got on him, and we got Yasmania.
That's right.
So I mean,
We're working on them.
Yeah.
We're working on some character development at the office here. But hey, if you haven't, go ahead and follow our Whatnot channel. We're always running singles, slabs. We've got breaks running.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to bust some Prism football tonight. Grayson and I are about to get started on that. It's going to be a blast. But yeah, we've got the Dallas show coming up this weekend. If you're going to be at the Dallas show, make sure you stop by the DCI booth. Say what's up to us.
I'm going to be in Nashville.
I'm going to Nashville too. I'm getting there.
Music City.
I'm getting there, man. We've got the Music City card show as well. We are also going to be in Nashville.
Yes.
So if you were at either one of those shows this weekend, getting prepared for the Nationals, guys, come out and say what's up
Where
to
are you
us.
going?
I'm going to Nashville.
Are you going to Nashville?
Yeah, I'm going with you.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. All right.
Well, I'm kidding.
I
know. I'm
just going.
on your flight. That's like I was going to say, man. All right. But, guys, that is it for us. DCI episode 17. We are looking forward to the National. Again, Dallas shows,
man.
Nashville. It's the home stretch.
It is.
We're
there.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yep.
No problem.